Do you want to know why millions of patriotic Americans, entrepreneurs, and even the billionaires are excited for the next 4 years? If so, I encourage you to finish this video till the very end and understand why this next 4 years will become America's golden age.
One man whom they fear, yet whom millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been... One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry.
For today's video, I decided to discuss with you the results of the November 5th presidential election. In my previous video, you also saw some clips where I showed you that I voted, and I was so ecstatic to do so. The reason why I decided not to talk about my shipping container construction is because it is very important that as entrepreneurs, we understand what's going on, not only in our communities, but definitely what's happening in our countries. So that is one thing that will empower us when it comes to entrepreneurship. Business tip number 1 for today. As entrepreneurs, it is very important to understand, to study, to be aware of what is happening around you, not only in your community, but also in the country and internationally. This is because we are all affecting each other. A vibrant country, a vibrant community means that your business will also be productive, vibrant, and financially lucrative. You might be asking why I am very interested in the politics of our country. The reason being is I immigrated here in 2005. I didn't even know anything about the US history, but I had to, because for me to become a US citizen, I had to study US history. Mind you, last November 5th, when I went to the voting center, I talked to about 7 Americans born and raised here in the United States. And I was perplexed that they didn't understand the process of becoming a US citizen. And of course, why should I even be perplexed, right? I told them that we have to study the US history. We have to make sure we pass the examinations and the interview as well. And so when I told them that story, they could not believe that we have to go through that tedious process. And they felt very blessed that they were born here. If you are born and raised here in the United States, I'd like you to know that you are not only blessed, but you are also somebody who is ahead of the game, million steps as compared to everybody else around the world. And that is the reason why you see millions of people trying to cross the border. If you are not aware of that, please do.
TikTok is a social media platform created in China. The post we found had step-by-step instructions for hiring smugglers and detailed directions to that hole we visited.
So there's so many videos in YouTube that you can see and you can be aware of. We immigrants needed to study U.S. history in order to pass our immigration or citizenship examination and interview. In the previous video, you saw that I touched on a bit about the forefathers of our country. And as I studied it way back, I fell in love with the rich history of the United States. The forefathers sacrificed their lives, their livelihood, their money, their wealth, and even their family members. And so for me to be an immigrant in the United States and at the same time now an entrepreneur, it is very important that I pay honor to this country. Did you know that there are thousands, I could even say millions of immigrants here in the United States that are just into their own little world, just thinking of their own family, and their own day-to-day activities, not really involving themselves into what is happening in their environment, in the economic, social, and political environments of the United States. I can say that because majority of my family members are in that situation. It breaks my heart because I have been encouraging them and making them aware almost every week, but I believe it really takes time, and it takes a very hard situation or experience in life before they can be awakened. If you are an American, I know that you already know that our president-elect is Donald J. Trump. And there are so many beautiful videos that I will put as clips here that shows you how much Americans are celebrating.
Wow. That's nice. That's nice. Glory to God. Amen to this.
Because of this victorious moment. The reason why I said earlier that this will be the next golden years or golden age of America is because the promises of President Donald J. Trump is phenomenal. We all know that President Trump named his campaign MAGA, Make America Great Again. And this means he will make America great again in all the different facets of our country, our economy, our national security, our education, our health, which is actually now going to be run by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It is phenomenal. Make America healthy again. He
prayed every morning that God would put me in a position to end this calamity. This is a spiritual journey for me. I reached my decision through deep prayer, and I asked myself, what choices must I make to maximize my chances to save America's children and restore national health. I felt that if I refused this opportunity, I would not be able to look myself in the mirror, knowing that I could have saved lives of countless children. President Trump has told me that he wants this to be his legacy. The most unifying theme for all Americans is that we all love our children. Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country and our children is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
Calls it Maha. I am so excited for all of us to be super healthy, and you have to follow Robert F. Kennedy. Look him up in YouTube videos. He is so amazing. He knows so much. He is well educated when it comes to all the policies that he wants to implement to make Americans healthy. So let's talk about national security. You know that if your environment is not safe, then you cannot really operate your business productively. I will show you different clips where in California and New York.
To Cornell Medical Center to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries.
They were panicking. Yeah. Some of the guys were calling somebody were calling 911, and then like in a few minutes, the police came.
A group of teens from a nearby high school were shooting dice, playing a game of craps. There were about 15 teenagers.
There's a kind of breaking out across the Golden State.
Smash and grabs, luxury store shakedowns, the pillaging of department stores.
Authorities investigating the latest. This jewelry repair shop in a San Jose mall, $70,000 worth of goods stolen in just 12 seconds.
Professional thieves, or even just a regular person who's tempted to steal and go to different department stores, groceries, they smash and grab because the laws and regulations in those states are very lax. The interesting fact is that the good people are punished and the bad people are rewarded. Isn't that interesting? And as a small business owner or even big companies, they started shutting down in California and New York. And what this means is loss of employment, loss of business, and also it's very hard for the community because they cannot even go to the stores that they normally go to on a regular basis. Give you an example, CVS, Walgreens, they shut down in San Francisco and Oakland, and there's so many restaurants as well who's been around for 30 to 50 years that shut down in the state of California due to very unsafe environment. So the promises of President Trump of having law and order and bringing back security in the country is amazing for all of us, not only in our communities, but he promised to shut the border both in the north but definitely in the south, which affects Texas, California, and Arizona, Florida as well. And so that is excellent news for all of us. At the same time, I'd like to touch on when it comes to the safety, there were hundreds of Americans that were killed by illegal immigrants who are criminals. And also on top of that are thousands of Americans who were killed because of the fentanyl crisis that are being smuggled by the cartel through the southern border. So these issues are very important to us, not only as small business owners, but also as Americans. If you were a parent like myself, it is very disheartening to find out or to hear news about a daughter or a son being stabbed to death by these illegal immigrants. And we have to really fight for the national security and border of our country. And I'm so thankful that the new administration will do so, and that's the #1 priority in their agenda. Now, economic recovery. President Donald J. Trump promised that he will bring back manufacturing in our country that we lost to international countries like China and Mexico and other South American countries. This is a beautiful news to all of us entrepreneurs, because what it means is that we would have more Americans being employed. There would be a lot of opportunities for us to look into. We need to start researching now what other businesses we can go and open up or partner with because of these manufacturing companies. Another thing that he said is that he will be fracking. President Trump attests that the United States has the most liquid
energy workers to frack, 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 and drill, 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 baby, drill. We're going to frack, frack, frack. We will have energy independence and energy dominance as we did just 4 short years ago. We were energy independent 4 years ago. Can you believe? Now we get our energy from Venezuela. What's that all about? From Venezuela. Isn't that wonderful? But if Kamala is reelected, your costs will go up and your lights will go out. That's what's going to happen. These stupid people. It's hard to believe. You know, you get angry because they're just, sometimes you get, and you want to be lighthearted, right? And we have a great audience that people that love the country, people that built the country. You built the country. And then you see these people, they want to destroy it. And by the end of your speech, you're furious. You know, you're furious because all the stuff that we're saying, it's true. They want to destroy the country. Remember, she will never, ever let you frack. You're not
gold, oil, and gas in our country. And I didn't know that. I thought that Middle Eastern countries are the richest when it comes to these natural resources. However, with the promise of President Trump, we will have an amazing 4 years, because when gasoline is down, all our cost in business, in daily living as well, all the food, all the grocery items that we use every day, those are all dependent on gasoline, natural gas and oil. And this means that if our gas prices and natural gas are cut into half, all our expenses will also be cut into half, and we will have more money in our pockets. Entrepreneurs, we will have less expense when it comes to the bills, our day-to-day bills in our business operations. Isn't that fantastic? That's phenomenal. Another issue that President Trump will be looking into is the corruption in the government and also in regulating agencies. You see, I used to work for an industry, healthcare industry in California, that is over-regulated, and it truly hinders the productivity of the business. At the same time, you are overburdened by so many documentations, reports, paperwork that are just overlapping. You know, it's seriously not even necessary, but it's too much corruption, too much regulations. And I am truly glad that they will look into it. And I heard that Elon Musk will also be very much involved in our government, who will be cutting costs and looking into a lot of these regulating bodies and government spending as well.
Drum roll, please. My God, this stuff happens so fast. You guys are here and watching it while it's happening. I am pleased to announce that the great Elon Musk, working in conjunction with American patriot Vivek Ramaswamy, will lead the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. So they're both in. Elon and Vivek. They're going to be working together. Let's look at the actual announcement. I am pleased to... Can you guys see that? Let me go ahead and blow this up. Man, at this point, I probably shouldn't even bother doing shows because he is just going crazy. All right. Statement from President Donald J. Trump. I am pleased to announce that the great Elon Musk, working in conjunction with American patriot Vivek Ramaswamy, will lead the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Together, these two wonderful Americans, 2 for 1, we got a twofer, will pave the way for my administration to dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies essential to the Save America movement. This will send shockwaves, yeah, you can bet your ass on that one, through the system and anyone involved in government waste, which is a lot of people, stated Mr. Musk. It will become potentially, oh boy, it will become potentially the Manhattan Project of our time. Go look that up. Republican politicians have dreamed about the objectives of DOGE for a very long time to drive this kind of drastic change. The Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, will provide advice and guidance from outside of government and will partner with the White House and Office of Management and Budget to drive large-scale structural reform and create an entrepreneurial approach to government like never seen before. All right, so this is going to be outside of government, it seems. I'm not sure the way it reads. I look forward to Elon and Vivek making changes to the federal bureaucracy with an eye on efficiency and at the same time making life better for all Americans. Importantly, we will drive out the massive waste and fraud which exists throughout our annual $6.5 trillion of government spending and make the U.S. government accountable to we the people. Their work will conclude no later than July 4th, 2026. So it's an interim appointment. A smaller government with more efficiency and less bureaucracy will be the perfect gift to America on its 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence.
It will save us a lot of hours, headache, and money, Americans' tax dollars. So that is awesome, and it's really great news for all of us. He also promised to decrease income tax, so woohoo for all of us, and also decrease mortgage rates. He promised that it will be easier for us to own our home, especially for the first-time home buyers, and also the mid-20s young adults who wants to own their own homes. It will be easier for you now because for the last 4 years it was just horrible. It's impossible to even buy a home, and a lot of Americans were truly hopeless during this past 4 years, which is very sad. He said that he will be building a defense shield all over our country. That is an amazing work, and that means we will have a lot of employment for Americans, and that's good news for entrepreneurs like us. The president also mentioned that he will definitely protect our freedom of speech and freedom of religion, which is very dear to my heart. Expressing our faith to God is very important for me because I remember during the year 2020 when everything was shut down and we cannot even go to our churches to honor and to celebrate on a Sunday. So I am so thankful that the new president-elect will be protecting our freedom of religion and our freedom of speech as well. He's also protecting our Second Amendment right. And going back again to the forefathers, isn't it phenomenal that hundreds of years after, they know that we need to be able to protect ourselves, to bear arms? Isn't it something? Where else can you find, what country can you find a constitution that was built for the country and for the people? You saw the clips where there's smash and grab, right? And can you imagine if you do not have the right to bear arms and protect yourself? The bad people will always be bad, and they will harm you and harm your business and harm your life and your loved ones, and you can't protect yourself? Can you imagine that? That's why I love our Constitution. I truly honor and love our forefathers. So now do you understand why this coming 4 years will be the golden years of our country? I encourage you all to be very hopeful. Entrepreneurs, start thinking, start putting together your projects, and I honestly urge you, this is the time for you to take action, because our economy will be so vibrant. A lot of new jobs will be created. Our country will be so great economically. Seriously, I mean, we will explode, and I'd like you all to hop on that train and don't miss out. I enjoyed our time together today, and again, don't miss out on these next 4 years. Enjoy the journey of entrepreneurship, and I'll see you soon. Was running his business empire. He truly loved that the reason why he is very successful in vandalize and the